Hello everyone, welcome back to another Natred review. On this episode of Chirping from the Bench, we're going to be looking at footage off of the Zephyrus Talon YouTube channel. They make good stuff, really recommend going over there, subscribing if you haven't already. Good stuff like this. So, give a little bit of a preference or a preface here. I caught this on the way to bed tonight, and found it pretty interesting, wanted to come back and look at it. One of the things that I enjoy looking at most in film fighting is looking at field fights and seeing how they may have gone down different, could have gone down differently here. You may catch me coughing, getting over a cold. And I found this video to be particularly interesting. The whole shtick that we have going on here, so we have a single dozer shield and a red fighter fighting against a 3-pod. And you have this interesting problem that kind of develops where you don't know how to approach a situation, or so you don't have a predisposition on how to approach a situation, so you're trying to make it up on the fly, or really you're trying to find openings on the fly, right? Like you've probably, if you've been in any competitive kind of fighting for a long time, or even like film fighting, that kind of thing, you've probably seen this idea where the best people in the game kind of rely on their 90%ers all the time. They come into a conflict and they know that they're going to be defaulting to one of their most powerful moves, right? You can go back and watch some recent video of Lily from Warlord Morpheus's channel and watch Lily just decimate a bunch of people in a tournament using almost the same rap shot over and over and over again, because there was this preconceived idea of what this game plan, right, moving into it. We weren't trying to figure things out on the fly or look for openings. And that also kind of follows over into field fights, where, you're not going to have a chance. Like the guys on the Zephyrus Talon channel, they do this kind of stuff all the time, but a lot of folks don't drill this kind of fighting, so you don't really have a preset plan for, okay, if I'm fighting 3 people, how do I get away with it? Obviously it's always going to be bad for me. It's going to be a rough matchup, but what is my 90%er? What is my default plan when I come to this, so I'm not just trying to make it up on the fly, look for those openings. I saw some stuff here that really interested me. I think if you are like me at all, you may look at this and immediately think like, okay, very first thing I'm going to be looking for as the one person is trying to maybe just pick a free leg, right, and then go from there.
Just give him a longer leg than you, who uses a spear.
Get something free and then go from there. Maybe your preconceived idea, maybe your 90% plan is just to pick a flank and burn towards it. I also like this angle a whole lot off the start here from our solo fighter. I like the angle that's taken to hit this flank. If we just like draw a line straight forward, we are like coming at a curve where we're still going to be threatening people, but we are also not too close. And so this is a good plan, right? Like this, I wouldn't say this is a good plan, but we can see that they're starting to be this preset plan, this preconceived idea. Now that we're a few rounds into this, maybe this person already has this 90% plan they default to, but now it's coming to the fore really, really strong, where we're burning towards our fighting side, this open side, not our shield side, and we're looking for a freebie. Hitting the back pedal for a second, maybe beginning some counter rotation. No. Want to watch the feet for a second. So the footwork is interesting here. I'm definitely no footwork guru or master, but we see how we have like this front leg moving back and narrowing the base, and the rear leg moving out. We're crossing over, we're jumping. This is something where I think you can get away with it a lot if you're a lighter person. My fat ass definitely cannot. You have to be very methodical about your footwork. Full on running at this point. I always like, I think that if you're going to be moving around to the outside, you're going to be opening up and then closing. Opening up with your back leg, then closing with your front. Okay, let's get into the actual meat and potatoes. So now we've established our kind of like where we want to be, right? Phase 1 of the plan is done. We've tagged a good leg. We've gotten a 1 call on a shield. And I think that as the 3 pod, you have to make a decision right now. You can play this one of 2 ways. You can play it really slow and try to focus on your legged person as an additional resource, in which case you're going to do things that really utilize that person as an additional resource. Or you go to the 2-1 sack, where you just have 2-on-1, and your winning condition is not based on trading equitably, right? Like you have 2.5 bodies to 1 at this point. And so your 2 live bodies can force a 2-on-1 trade here, where maybe you drop a body or a body and a half, but you pick up a wound or you kill the other person. And here we see that we pivot to the, nope, okay, we'll make the call to pivot back, pivot off of our need person, our leg person. And this is where I think we start seeing, once again, I'm not sure if we have that 90%er plan anymore. That kind of pre-planned here. We fall back into, take a little bit of a break, move a little bit slower, fall back into this pattern of rotation. Rotation around, hunting and seeking. Fishing around, looking, see what we can find. And some of the things that I noticed, or some of the things that I think of whenever this happens, so again, big fat dude, you have to think about your movement very carefully, because all of your movement comes with such a larger investment, right? So my thought process is, if I have range control from this big weapon, and I have mobility, this person looks like a pretty mobile person, I have a good amount of mobility, right? Then I'm not sure if I would want to be rotating to this side, right? Rotating towards the 2 strong fighters over here, or the 2 full health fighters. Instead, we could be trying to rotate the other way and focusing on this downed shield fighter who already has 1 off the shield. However, if we are moving to this side, that's also fine. We're just kind of ignoring this shield fighter, making them the back part of the problem. Because you're always going to have these 3 points, right? Like these 3 fighters are going to be 3 different points on a line at all points in time. And the more that you can stack them up in a straight line, the less of them you're fighting in one go. And so really with this immobile shield person being legged, this is really what I want to talk about. This immobile shield person being legged, it's your choice whether this person is the front of the line or the back of the line. And you handle that different ways. I really prefer them being the front of the line. My thought process is, let's kill the legged person, let's get the easy one. If we're rotating to the right here, we could be focusing our fire on the legged person. We could be making the spear fighter hopefully try to step around in front of this legged shield person, get tangled up with them, and then abuse them with our range. Maybe we can force the shield guy to chase us, break out, try to chase us down, catch another free leg, that kind of thing. That's how, kind of like what my preference is here. Not to say that it's right at all, but if we're rotating left here, we kind of had the same tool, right? We had this immobile legged fighter. We get to have a chance to rotate around, make that person the back of the line, line them up, and then you hit these moments like here, right? Look at how weird this spacing starts to get. And I'm sorry if this seems like super weird minutia with a lot of pausing, but like this right here is not that big of a gap. It's big, right? But like we're like maybe a step and a half, 2 steps in from like starting to be able to posture and threaten. Not even just hit, just posture and threaten. And I mentioned just being able to do that, like not even hit, just posture and threaten. Because if you come in and do that, all of a sudden we realize how close are these people together, right? You come in and you force this a little bit, these people try to back up, they get tangled with their shield fighter, all of a sudden you have a big advantage. You can see just exactly how tight these folks are getting, right? But by now, we've lost that lineup, right? Now, we're all packed nice and tight, and we're almost line abreast, still incredibly tight. But you've gotten them kind of unintentionally, like, I don't think, this fighter on the outside meant to do this, because if they did, they didn't capitalize it at all. You've gotten them, like, thoroughly tangled upon themselves. They kind of have to reposition and get out of it. Fighting the 3-on-1. Kick the cone, fuck it. Yeah, perfect. Like you see the awkwardness here from this. I'm holding up my hands, like you can see what I'm pointing at. Like you see the awkwardness here from this 3 set. Like this is very nice. We're turning. Look at this. This is perfect. This is exactly what we want to see. But you can tell that this is not a 90%er. This is not like a preset plan. This is not a primary like tactic, right? Because we're not set for anything from this position. Like we did it, we got them lined up, but that wasn't part of our plan. We're just looking for stuff. We're looking to react. So we just keep walking around. Like, that would have been such a fantastic time to really fuck with these people, you know? And I get it, we're at practice, we're chilling, we're having a good time. We're not, like, keyed up 1,000,000%. And I have the full clarity of sitting in my chair, fat and happy, like, watching this happen, chirping from the bench here. But, like, wouldn't this be such an ideal time to try to sneak something out? Like you step in a little bit on this guy with a shield. He tries to step back, dominoes into this guy. He tries to step back, dominoes into this girl on the ground, and all of a sudden you get a fucking maybe leg or leg arm out of it. Yep. Even checking their knowing that to check their spacing. And that's just like I also just want to watch this for that reason. That's a really satisfying shot. Very cool. That little like cock back motion here looks like, oh, you're gonna come over and attack this like slot. Like, nope, kidding, top of your body. Then we just have a good solid cleanup from here on out. See, now it's almost a little bit harder to, like, the fight may have gotten easier, but it's harder to establish that line. We have it now, but we're way out of range. We're setting it up again. This little movement he did to the side and back is good, prevent that line from happening. But now this is kind of what I was talking about before, where if you are making the shield person the front of your line, all of a sudden you have the chance to really bully this person on the ground and force the person in the back to either step over, around, or swing over the top of the person in front of them. And it's difficult. Yep, second on shield.
Yeah, ready.
I don't have too much to say about the actual fighting here. Both these folks are better at what they're doing than I am.
That wasn't say those are to bounce.
Very good. Very clean. Like, honestly, super impressive. There is, like, no, you know, there's really never an easy 3v1, like, you know, hard, like, I guess, like, whatever. There's, like, never an easy 3v1 for real. And so, yeah, I thought that was a really interesting video. Big props to this fighter. I think we met at Winter War, like, once or twice. Can't remember your name, but, like, very well done. I think that, you know, if you're able to pull off 3v1s like that, and I'm sure this seems like something that you guys, just from the based on what I see on the channel, train like not super rarely, but you know, having just that preset game plan at the beginning where it's like, we're gonna pick a flank and pick a leg or something. That's super common, super good, and that seemed really clear at the beginning. And then when we legged that shieldman, my first thought process was like, okay, well, when I'm in this situation, here's what I do, and I didn't feel that same intentionality, that same intentionalness from this fighter here with the red and the shield made me think like, I don't know if they have a like preset plan. The same way that some people have like a 3-shot combo that they like to throw. I don't know if they have a 3-shot combo when it comes to like this situation in a field fight. And I just want to talk about that. Talk about the idea of rotating and making that shieldman either the front point of your 3-point line or the rear point of your 3-point line. How those differ. And yeah, I stretched out 3 minutes into 15 minutes. So hell yeah, brother. I'm gonna cut it here. If you want to see the rest of this video, it's good. Go watch Zephyrus' challenge, Zephyrus Talon's videos. Subscribe. They're good.